Alright, where my other phone too? Find out where my other phone is. Start a poll. Yeah. What's good, homie? I'm just getting the messages up on my other little spot here so I can multitask. Alright, let me get this up on here. Jay Moore, too, can you grab that other phone out that drawer? So we got everybody on the content creation side because we're going to be pushing this channel out of here. Jay Moore, okay. Alright. We are... Alright, we getting in it. I need to get the chats up on the other side here. Alright. Eric, what's good? What's good, homie? Hello. Yep. Hey, yo, you racist by any chance? I don't know. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Give me your opinion. What do you think? Uh-huh. Yeah, Lucas. Hey, what's up, good boy? Hello. We say hello. You know, we rocking it right now. Obviously, you know. Why, you see the beard? Yeah, my hair grew a little bit. Usually it's all the way down, you know. So I got the skin tight with my beard, usually. You know what I'm saying? That's a compliment? You think so? Well, you know what? People are saying, you know, Trump. Stuff like that. But I love everybody, man. I love giving the vibes out there. I love, you know, putting the vibes out there. I love when people talk about stuff that's going on with themselves in the chat, you know, and we can give them advice, you know. We could talk together as one, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's the purpose of, you know, that's the purpose of the whole shada bomb, shada bang. Yeah, because you know they call me radio. They call me radio because when I first picked it up, I started to listen. I was like, wow, this world so big. What is my position? What? We're a little speck in a big universe? I didn't understand that. Does it blow your mind? Well, yeah, just think about it, right? Our solar system on our planets all the way through Neptune, okay? And how now they're having bases on the moon, okay? And then, you know, those bases are going to be utilized for them to make their trips to Mars. Now, who thinks they already made a trip to Mars, but they didn't publicize it or put it out to the public just in case something went wrong? Usually, they don't give us stuff until stuff is 100% legit and correct. So, a manned mission to Mars, they wouldn't tell us about it, right? We should send Mexicans. We should send the Mexicans to Mars. Well, what's happening in the U.S.? A lot of the people from Mexico that came over the border, they were working as farm workers, picking the yields and stuff like that. But what ended up happening is a lot of them got deported, all right? And a lot of the work's not getting done, and a lot of the crops are getting fucked up, The crops are not getting picked, and, that's causing a problem. But, Biden did let all of these people through, all right? How do you guys feel about what Biden did, okay? Because that was the most in history of how many people were able to get through the border during the Biden administration, all right? So because that happened, all right, and then people getting certain you could stay here for a certain period of time and then just stay past that time, a lot of it's easy documents. They have an app right now. If you're an illegal, they'll pay for your plane ticket to go home and give you help with the application to come back, right? They fit in the containers. Yeah, I actually seen, yo guys, double tap, double tap, double tap. Get those double taps, We love those double taps. We love those double taps. Yeah, okay, my man. We got you swinging. All right, so let's see. What's your opinion on psychedelics? Well, they're utilizing psychedelics now, okay? Where is the thing? Okay, they're utilizing psychedelics now, okay? For depression and anxiety medication and stuff like that, which I think is actually a good thing, okay? Because you put it all in here, okay? Because I think that's actually a good thing that they did that, and because right now they're using ketamine and they're using microdosing of the mushrooms, okay? Medical crack, no. Crack is something that I don't think they should have medical crack, because crack cocaine, people smoke it, they get that instant euphoria rush, and then people that are addicted to it, it's all psychological, and then it makes them want to go and get more and more and more and more, right? So that's not good in that way. Then there's some countries that have people, okay, that have people that are that they have heroin, stuff like that, right? In the United States, they have methadone clinics. You guys ever hear about methadone clinics and stuff like that? Message is held for review. View message. Okay, I'm trying to get your message through. Another moderator just handled that. Okay. We got that going on. Alright, community moderation. Alright, live chat. Participants. Let me just see something here. Live chat summary. Participation community. Alright. So that way I had you on there properly. Do you know Felice Johnson? I don't know. Tell me a little bit more. Oh, and then I saw, do you smoke weed after it, before masturbating? Oh, yeah, that's a funny question. But, yeah, they do say that the marijuana chemicals, it helps couples, have a better experience sexually, So that is a true thing. and you could read about it. Right now, I think the best thing probably would be Blue Chew, because Viagra, he is legendary booty warrior. Okay, well, I'll have to Google him and look him up. You know, I'll have to look him up and Google him, or give me a website in the chat. Just make sure you put a space after the dot and a space after the dot, and then I'll know how to make it into the website. You know, so that way I can look it up. And yeah, with the weed and marijuana, yeah, Google him. He wants to Boondocks. You know that show? Yeah, the show Boondocks. Yeah. Yep. No, prison talk too. You know. That's why some of the chats are also talking prison talk. You know. In there, we were actually having our TV. So sometimes when you're on lockdown, whatever, pretty much all you can do is watch TV, right? So you gotta survive in there, and all that. So everybody would talk about all the different shows that were happening, right? So I will definitely Google him for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Let me see something here. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, I was in the military, and you see the side of my face here? Okay? My face, you see my head, and how my skull is all cracked and smashed? Okay? So, I was hit, okay? IED goes off on another truck, and unfortunately, my soldiers that were in the first Humvee didn't survive, and I was hit with a shrapnel that hit my face, shattered all the bones in my face, knocked out everything here, knocked out everything here, broke my whole socket, and then you can see here, you see my skull lines, and you see how it is, okay? Broken skull, all that kind of stuff, right? Exactly, so I ain't afraid to tell the story, you gotta be proud of some stuff too, also. And, I'm going to go for the permanent implants. Yeah, it's deep, man. I finally got to the point where I was able to talk about it. I finally got to the point where I was able to talk about it. Finally. I'll be right back over there. I had to use the loo. Had to use the head. I didn't want to put my phone down too close to it. Had to use the head. And then we're going to go through chats and we're going to talk about a few things. We'll get deep. Right now, the time as I'm talking to you guys, I do some of the programming on AI, and I'm into quantum mechanics and stuff like that. So pretty soon you're going to see companies that are going to be running quantum computers, and then you'll be able to rent out time to utilize the quantum computers, and that is going to be insane. The quantum computers, okay, are going to be able to solve health problems with molecules, all kinds of stuff. That's going to be happening behind the scenes, okay? And they make you sign NDAs, and all that kind of stuff. You can't talk about it. You can only talk about certain things. So I know exactly what I can say and can't say. But if you have common sense and you're a knowledgeable person, okay, smart person, good common sense, you'll understand it, okay? You see all these commercials on TV right now, all right? I met Stephen Hawking twice, okay? I was at a seminar, and I'm an audio video technician, all right? And, I do, like the setup, for the mics, the backdrops, the screens, and then I sit at the board and I do the sound and I do the lighting with the, different lavalier mics and all that, and I switch it back and forth. And, and I get to meet some people real, short period of times. But the one time I talked to them a little bit, and I'm very interested in the universe and, quantum mechanics and physics, anything to do with physics, okay? So, he was very he loves that young people should be getting more into that, into science, okay? The more young people we have that are doing science in school and learning and doing pharmaceuticals and utilizing AI, okay, to get the work done faster that a conditional computer can't get done, all right? We're going to advance so far. In 2030, it's going to be insane, okay? Right now, for some of the program that we're doing, all right, it's for drones that are delivery drones, and the delivery vehicles and robots that drive on the street now in New York City, okay, the robo-taxis and all that kind of stuff, all right, all that data is sent, and then we read that data set and we enter it in and we look for all the errors, okay, and we code through the errors and we fix the errors in the code, okay. It's insane. There's so much different stuff that I can tell you. No, Stephen Hawking was the guy that was in the wheelchair, one of the smartest guys out there. Stephen Hawking, okay? He talked with his computer, like, hello, this is Stephen Hawking, and he had a lot of theories, about the universe and the black holes and all that kind of stuff. So I can, tap into that and tell you about that. If you want to get some extreme knowledge, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say as much as I can say up to my limits, okay? And it's a lot of information that's going to be happening very soon. And they don't put it right away to the public, okay? Because say I'm doing an experiment, right? And I tell the public, oh yeah, I just met an alien and we're doing an experiment. If the experiment fails, okay, the public is going to go in crisis and be like, oh, you guys suck, So they do the experiments more, and when it's successful, that's when they release it to the general public, all right? You have to do it in phases, all right? Because everybody's conscious all at once, right? And it's, collective consciousness, all right? So if you have a certain amount of people that act one way, people are going to follow and act the same way, all right? Because there's leader people and follower people, okay? So just say when they do the news, okay, and then you see influential people on TV saying certain things, okay, all the people that follow certain people, okay, they believe what they say and they follow what they say and they go about that. When it comes to the mayors, the politics, the senators, all the way to the president, all right? And then, we can explain to you why that happens, because it's a breakdown, okay? And all the stuff that's talked about Trump online, all right? Everything Trump's doing now is going to be great for America, especially the stablecoin bill, okay? And them not being able to put yields on stablecoins. You're going to see banks outflowing money into digital dollars, okay? So they won't be holding cash on hand, all right? And this is going to be an amazing thing, okay? Because that's going to be available. And then all 401ks, retirement plans and everything will be buying into Bitcoin, All right. So every quarter we're going to see this on the charts, and I'm going to be right there with it. All right. I don't know if I'm going to use this channel or I'm going to make another one, but I'm going to watch the chart, and as soon as I go through all the data, if you look at my YouTube chart and you see the charting system I use, okay, which is it's a hybrid charting system, okay. It was programmed, by me and a couple other guys that work for exchanges, okay. And on that, you can see exactly, okay, what session is trading, okay. You can see all the moving averages that are important and all, because the busiest times of day are during the beginning of those trading sessions, okay. So Australia trading session just opened up. We got Tokyo, okay. We got Hong Kong, and we got UK, and then New York. So we watch all of those of how they're going to be moving, and we watch the flow of the money, and then we know, okay, when it goes into this next session, it's going to be a long, it's going to be a short, all depending on where it is on the chart. All right. Yeah, do that double tap. Okay. And, share the stream. All right. I want to get at least 10 people or plus in here, and then we're going to talk about some serious stuff. So share the stream. Tell your peeps to join it. Okay. And then if we get, the 10 people up in here, all right, and then if we hit some good numbers, okay, then I will do a giveaway, okay, at the end, So we got to hit the 10, okay, and then we'll start giving out information, okay, and all that. And I'm going to show some price targets on, a couple coins for you. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, all right, because Dogecoin ETF is getting ready to trade, all right. So day one, they're going to test out with it. I'm going to watch who's putting into it, and then once I see the transfers out of USDT and I see that USDT is being, minted, I know that they're going to be buying, Dogecoin, and then I'm also going to watch the price movement, and then we'll know right away, because we'll probably see them on a pullback. So I'm going to show you the Doge chart, okay, because when that ETF hits, it's going to swing up, all right. So we're going to see that chart, and as soon as we go below the 50 EMA on that 1 hour, okay, say we have 10K capital, okay, that we want to put into Dogecoin. We break it into thirds, okay? So we do 33,000, 33,000, 33,000, okay? As soon as we go below the 50 EMA on the 1 hour, we do our first buy of 33,000. Then when it goes down to the next pivot zone, okay, we do the next 33 buy. And then we wait, we look at the book map and the trades, okay? And if there is another candlestick that swings low, we'll have that other capital to buy in, okay, by watching the chart. And then we know, because we know after we have that dip, you have an upside, and then you have a hit, and then you have a pullback down, and then you have a rocket to the upside. So we're going to hit all those different levels as we're going up. All right. Some of them I'm going to do even 100K leverage, okay, but most of them I'm going to do between 40K leverage and about 70K leverage, depending on the volume. Volume matters too. So if all of a sudden we see high volume, okay, during these sessions, okay, we know exactly what to do from there, right? So it's Sydney's session right now, okay? And also, yep, prison talk. Stop the matrix. No, no, no. In 2030, I'm about to be like a MF. Yep, stop the matrix. Well, yeah, it's the matrix. It's the controlling of, it's the controlling of the people, all right? Think about this, okay? We're in America, okay? We work in America, and we work in America. We pay taxes into Social Security. We work for 25 years plus. Then we have to file. We get a Social Security check, okay? And then we have to stay here to collect that check. So we are stuck as an American citizen, right? And there's a bunch of other things too, all right? So you have a house and you have the land, okay? So you're paying taxes now, all right? Now those tax dollars are what are used for public services, meaning police, fire, all this other stuff. Now the mayor's office, okay, you can go in and request, okay, and see what the township is spending and where, all right? So there's a township that I'm going to be going into, and I'm going to be asking for that information, and I'm going to audit it, okay? And I'm going to show exactly what I can do, you know, and how I could do it. And they're going to see this, and they're going to be like, okay. So you're going to see. It's going to be wild, you know, and I'm going to do it. And when I go in there, I'm going to go on live stream, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to request it. And then when I do the breakdown and I go through it, I'll do it on live stream, so that way you guys know how to do it too. So that way we can, one by one, day by day, each municipality, okay? Starting at the bottom, at the little guys, and bringing it all the way up, you know? And then that's how you start. A lot of people go for the big ones at the top. No. We're going to start at the little municipalities, okay? So I'm going to start with the one municipality. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to ask for their balance sheets, okay, and their spending records and all that. I'm going to get that. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to look for discrepancies and all that, okay? And then I'm going to put it on an Excel sheet, and then I'm going to submit it, okay, back into the office, all right? And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on a live stream, you know? And then I could show you guys how we do that, and then, you know, we're going to go with that. With Trump, you know, and that's it. So who thinks Elon Musk, when he got a hold of the Social Security Administration database, okay, people are saying that now he has a copy of everything, okay, of all the U.S. citizens. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? They're saying Elon Musk, since he got access to the Social Security database, that he has a copy of all the American citizens' information. Do you guys think? If you think that he does, W in the chat. W in the chat. Double tap the screen. Just show respect. We're just trying to talk love, show respect, give you information, and push it, pay it forward, and we believe in karma, mad love also. Oh, you guys are, what are you guys, boring in the chat? Hey, even if you just put in the chat how you feel, where you're from, how was your day, you know, something you just want to say to get off your chest, you know, like, let me see, I want to get off my chest. I have this one worker that I'm working with, contract, and you know, they're pissing me off, you know, and you know, so I want anything you guys put in the chat we'll talk about, you know, and going from prison to doing this and doing programming of AI, you know, is awesome, okay? So, you know, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things on here, all right? And you know, when we grow up some numbers and we hit this chat, we'll pick a topic. We're either going to talk about quantum mechanics, okay? We'll talk about Bitcoin mining. I'm from New York City, all right? And then, you know, I was just in LA right now, and I'm at a hotel right next to the airport, and I got to go to Dubai because I helped with this game program, and they're going to launch a token with it, but the problem with that is launching a token, okay, if you take a percentage of the supply and put it to pay out people on the token, that's it, you know? Alabama. Alabama. So actually, it's New York, New York City, and Jersey area, but I do love Alabama. All right, I actually went out to Alabama, and back in the day, I was helping some Boy Scout troops out, and we were teaching survival skills, and stuff like that in the woods and all that for the boys. And it was amazing out there. Where are you guys from? Type it in the chat. And give me that double tap too. That double tap, man. That double tap. That goes a long way. Man, I love and respect. The double tap. Double tap. Oh, Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. I heard Georgia's cheap. I heard that taxes and stuff like that are cheap in Georgia. Is that true? So say, for instance, one of my condos in New Jersey, okay, the condo is worth about $260,000, and the taxes per year are about $5,000. So what do the taxes look like down there? Because I'm looking for another location where I could do Bitcoin mining sheds. I haven't got to that level working on it. I'm truly not sure. I haven't got to... Oh, well, you will, bro. You will. I'm sending you good vibes, good karma, We'll do a shout out to the universe, okay? We just want to say shout out to the universe and the vibes that are out there and the respect that the universe shows us, all right? Down the rabbit hole, username over here on YouTube Live, okay? Show him the way, give him the vibrations of the universe, okay? And let his mind understand and grab the concept more. Let him do research each and every day for a certain amount of time on his phone on topics he wants to learn about. Let him learn more, expand his mind, and take him to the next level. Much love and respect, and you will make it there, my brother. You will make it there. Yeah, rent has gone up everywhere. Yeah, rent's gone up, man. Yeah, amen. God bless, I, since I'm like, very scientific, I'm into science. But we were talking the other day in a board meeting, and we were like, you know what? We were talking all the way back to the Big Bang and creation, and, for life to actually come from nothing, so all the molecules that were on Earth had to go through a process in order to create life. And the chances of that happening were very, very slim. So we are pretty sure there was some divine intervention. Yeah, I heard Alabama's not good. Georgia outside of Atlanta. Yeah, I need somewhere where there's a little bit land, wooded area, and I could do 2 or 3 Bitcoin sheds with solar panels, because the shed itself, costs about, let's say, $25K, and the miners that are in there daily on Bitcoin, they make about, I would say, about $1,200 to $1,500, so you make your money back off that shed, okay? But if you take that Bitcoin each day, okay, and a lot of it, I'll swap the Bitcoin to Solana and stake it on validator nodes, okay? And then also, I'll watch these memecoin charts, all right? And I used to do a lot of live streams showing guys stuff, but I stopped doing it for a while, but then I take a percentage of that. So my Bitcoin miners say I make 0.3 Bitcoin in a day. I'll take 0.1 of that and put it in the cold wallet. Point one of that is going to go to my leverage trading that I'm going to do, watching the charts, doing scalps and intraday trades, okay? And I use Femex to do that, all right? And then another point one, I go for the meme coins, all right? And I take some chances on some new launch meme coins. And then also, I build website, I build a Telegram, I build all the stuff, I write it out, I write a Medium article, and I launch a coin, okay? So I'm also looking for a team that if they want to run a coin, we got to go with like the current market sentiment, okay? So as soon as Bitcoin starts going towards all-time high, okay, and money's flowing towards Solana, and Solana's having a lot of volume, is high, that's when we hit it with a meme coin. So we come up with a name, okay, we create the website, okay, and then we create some NFTs. I don't know if any of you guys draw, all right, and then we create the X page, and then we make a link so that way they're all in one spot, and we take it from there, so yeah, if you want to be down and you want to do something like that, hit me up on X. It's at avguy9. Hit me up over there, and we can get that going. We could definitely get that going. Atlanta's not too good. All right. So, what's the market sentiment like now? Okay, so let's see, like, if we go here, okay, and then let's go here, and then let's go to Dex View real quick. I'm going to show you on the phone in a second. Okay, Dex. Alright. Alright. Now I was just having a little problem with the phone for a second. Yes, you can. Alright, so right now, we're seeing what's trending on Dex Screener right now. Alright. Each 5 hours. Kurt, let's see what this one's popping off at. So going through deck screener. Alright. Volume, 11 mil volume. This was launch 5, Justice for Charlie. Yeah, I don't know, let's see, 1 hour, buy, sells. And then it says boost, the boost, Justice for Charlie. Alright, so that's what we looked at right there. Let's see here, okay. Let's go check out the other one. That one was on the top of the list. Alright, they have a lot of Charlie ones here. So I'm guessing volume, 68 volume on that one. 8.5, 11 mil, 68. Let's check out more. 1.83 in 5 minutes. Okay. 14. And then 6 hour. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at that. Okay. So liquidity, yep. Liquidity 557. And then market cap 10 mil. So let's go ahead and look. I usually like when market caps hit 10 mil. Okay. Because they'll hit 10 mil. Okay. And then they'll pull back. Because people are waiting for that 10 mil. Alright, so let's see the chart. Okay, that's the 15-minute chart. Alright, so it looks like, yeah, it looks like we have that right there. Okay, and then we have, let's see, top traders. We go to top traders, we look at top traders. So that way, when you look at the top traders, you don't want to see sells with no buys. We don't want to see that. Alright, load for me, baby. Deck screener's been a little slow. Okay, so top traders brought 16. Okay, profit 200. Alright. Okay, so the second wallet didn't sell, but those brought, this one didn't sell 104 profit. Okay, so we have a couple of them in there. They could be, people that just sent out and broke out the different wallets. That's 64K, unrealized. I can go deeper and dive into the wallets if I was looking through the laptop here. 3K made 57K, 41. Okay, and then no buy made 48K. Alright, look at this. Not even $1,000 buy. Okay, 44K, unrealized. Alright, bounce, no tokens left. Now this guy underneath him, 12K, he made 41K, but look at this. He's got unrealized profit 5,000, so he's still waiting, So what I want to do is I want to go back to the top traders, okay? Go back to some of these top traders. Okay. So yeah, some of these top traders have 3,000. Alright. Okay, so let me look again here. At the trader, so you see the trader that, okay, the one that didn't buy or whatever. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's see, and then what I see is to who's holding. Okay, another trader on 57K. Okay, 59K. All right, so a lot of the whale holders are expecting more of upside. More of the upside. That's what they're expecting. All right, I just gotta plug in this other phone right quick before we get a die out. Okay. All right, yeah, man. Share the stream. Share the stream. Okay. Then we go share the screen like this. Copy link. Okay. And then we go to X. We go to post. All right. That's funny. I just put a poll that said Cash App with the Cash App number. Yes, no, 4 votes, yes, no. All right. Yeah, down the rabbit hole was talking. Yeah, he haven't got the poll yet. Okay, so we're looking at this chart right now, right? Okay, so this chart right now. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the 5-minute time frame. Okay. Are we loading it? Why is it saying that? Okay. Okay, I don't know why that happened. We gotta go back here. I don't know why it booted me out of that. Okay, I got the deck screener back. Okay. we have to... Okay, we got the deck screener back. Okay. Alright, so we were looking at... Yeah, Kurt, which is the first one, right? But we want to look at the market cap and the volume, okay? So what we're going to do is volume, this Charlie one, Soul, right? 68, and then that one 25. And we got another one, okay? We want to look at the volume, and we want to look at the makers, okay? 5 minutes, it's down. 1 hour, it's up 5%. But 6 hours, it's down 27%. But look, when I was looking at it before, okay, we're going to go look at it now. All right. Okay. I'm going to look at Charlie, okay? And I'm going to look at the chart here. Okay, let me just reload that. Okay, and then we're going to hit the chart because we see a lot of whale holders still holding large amounts. A bunch of them still holding 50K. A lot of the whale holders on this coin right now that was launched. Which one is this? Is this the right one? Kirk? No, let me just check out. Let me just see. No, this is Kirk. Okay, we want to go back. Okay, let's go back to, okay, Charlie, okay. Liquidity, 560, so it has high liquidity, okay. Now I'm going to go to the chart. Alright. And we're going to see, because we're going to see the FOMO candle, the pullback, retest, and then we're going to see a continuation because there's a lot of whale holders holding. So what's probably going to happen is a whale holder is going to sell off, or, you know, they're talking in a chat, okay, and they're saying, you know, okay, so if I do this sale right now, it's going to bust that candlestick down, and then we can buy that candlestick up, okay? So there's different, you know, strategies. So look, it's going automatically to the 15-minute. So let's let that 15-minute load, so I can show you, okay? A lot of buys coming in. All right. So you see on that 15-minute right here, okay? The last 15-minute candle swing up, and now it's retracing back down that 15-minute candle, right? So what I want to see is short-term 5-minute, right? So boom, let's see. We're going to see 5-minute. Okay, so now here on the 5-minute chart, okay? We are looking for, so that last 5-minute candlestick had that nice red. So we're going to watch this 5-minute candlestick, okay? It just began, all right? And right now, as you can see, the candlestick's been going in an upward motion, all right? So if this candlestick falls down a bit, it's going to go down to this area here, okay? That's if we see that area there, okay? So that would be a perfect play, because if it went down to that area there, that's when I would do an entry, okay? Or the next possibility, you see the top of that last red candlestick, it's going to hit that, okay? Maybe go a little bit above, and people will sell off, okay? And then this high over here, okay? So if we do see the sell-off, the breakdown, Then we're going to see it swing back to that high. And then that's when I'm going to say, yo, I'm doing my entry. You know? So I'm going to do my entry. Okay? So I see this candlestick right now playing out. I just want to see what it goes. It's only 1 minute into that candlestick. Okay? Alrighty. And then what do we want to do here? We want to see. Okay. Indicators, and then let me go here. Traders reality. Traders reality. Traders reality. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's not on this. It's on the. Okay, so it's not gonna work on this one. All right, that's fine. Oh yeah, okay. So you see how now, okay, that candlestick. On the 5 minute, okay? You see how now, okay? Boom, right there. Remember I said it's either going to do that, but most likely it's going to get that red pulling down, okay? To this area here, because you have those, which is a higher low, higher low. So if it gets down to the bottom of that red one, okay, that's going to be one of my buy areas. And then if it hits that one, that's another buy area, okay? Because I'm watching this. Okay. All right. So that's the meme coin we were watching. So on the 5 minute, I was looking like, okay, the next 5 minute candlestick, boom, we got the red. But then we're looking because you know what? Those couple candlesticks ago, okay, it looks like we're gonna hit, okay, the bottom of that green wick. All right, and that's something that we want to see, right? You want to continue to do the crypto, or should we talk about other topics? Let me know, let me know. We were doing the crypto, and I was just showing, the spots on the crypto. But if people come in and they want to do more crypto, we could do more crypto. The next person I see come into the chat. Topics in the chat. We gonna bring it that way. Say anything you want to say. Get it off your chest. It doesn't matter, whatever you say. Hey there, buddy. Okay, I'll check. Everybody coming in, hitting the votes. You know? Doing the different things on the Chicha channel. Trying to figure out, create highlight, high video, mute, flip, lighting. Okay. J&J and more, yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. You know, going for topics in the chat too. Any kind of topic you want to talk about? Talk about depression and anxiety and the human brain and some scientific stuff about the universe. Okay, yeah, we can do that. How do you hit share? Okay, so let's see. I could take that into topics and I'll break it down into like a bullet point. Okay, sounds good. We'll go into topics like that. Grab some people that are very interested. You know? Okay. All right. So you were asking about the quantum mechanics, right? And about qubits, right? So, regular computers run on ones and zeros, okay? And then that's how basic coding is running on computers. Ones and zeros. Ones and zeros stand for on, off, okay? And when you do different sequences, you can make things called variables, and variables are things that you can do in sequence. So you use the ones and zeros on a computer to explain to the computer what to do, okay? And then when you make the variables, it will say like, this person click this. It has to go to this file and open this, and that's in the basic binary code. Now, quantum computers run on qubits, okay? A qubit can be a 1 and a 0 at the same time, okay? Now let's do a thought experiment on that, okay? Like Schrodinger's cat, all right? Now you have a box, okay? You have a cat, and you have a bottle of poison, okay? You take the box, you put the poison in the box, you put the cat in the box, you tape the box closed, and then you stand there, okay? You're looking at the box, and at that moment, you don't know if the cat drank the poison and died, or if he didn't and he just lay down and he stayed alive. So technically, in that box, right at that moment that you're not seeing and observing, because you're not observing, okay? Because in the quantum world, things all don't become anything until they're observed, all right? So that is the thought process on that. So right now, the cat's in the box. He could be dead or alive, okay? Now, once we open the box and we realize and we see, oh, wow, the cat is alive, okay? Then that quantum theory breaks down, because then it made it say, okay, the cat was in the box, he didn't drink the poison, and the cat is alive, okay? That is the basic, experiment of how, like, a qubit in quantum works in quantum mechanics, right? So how the computers work is when they're processing information, okay, because they can run on ones and zeros, all right? And then what they do is on those chips, okay, they make multiple qubits, all right? And then they input, let's say, a mathematical problem, okay, that would take a standard computer that uses ones and zeros, let's say 100 years, it would take in order for that to be able to, completed, all right? The quantum computer, because it's running on qubits, okay, it's able to process multiple and more information at the same exact time to give you the output of the answer in a much faster way, because it is a qubit and it's running multiple things at the same time. Now, with these quantum computers, what they're thinking is that when they're messing with the quantum world, okay, because the way the quantum mechanics in the quantum world works is everything around us it's the smallest part of the world. So, things start very small and it builds up molecules, all this, all the way up to big us, okay? We're made of, all different, atoms and everything like that in order to make our organs and stuff like that. Even if your bed is sitting next to you, that's made from atoms and stuff like that, right? So, that is, the theory of that, right? So basically, okay, what we want to figure out is they had the computer, okay, on Google, okay, and because what happened is they fed it a problem, okay, and it came back with an answer that wasn't understood. And they were like, how did it get this answer, okay? Because they're believing that it's tapping into multiple universes, the multiverse. So then we get into the whole multiverse theory, right? Okay? So, there's a bunch of different ways to think about it, okay? And that's why, we want to get more and more people in here, like people who believes in the multiverse theory, who believes in simulation theory, okay? Because we're all humans, we all have brains, and they're all processing at the same time. So if you look up and just on Google and say, okay, everybody's brain in the world, okay, the billions of people, how much power is it taking to process all of these people's brains, And in order for us to get the power, we have to eat and get our substances, and that gives us our brain, and our brain is our computer, which tells our physical being and body what to do. All right? So that's pretty much like a breakdown of like what you would think about, right? So there is so many different things that AI are going to be able to do, right? So in the medical field, okay, they would have to do multiple tests, multiple studies, multiple things all at the same time. I just had to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, buddy. I'll be right back, everybody. Because the wifey, you always got to respect the wifey. And the wifey's always got to be respected. I just had to use the head. So we'll be right back with you, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, your wifeys and your girlfriends, you always got to be respected. You got to talk to them. You got to listen. You got to communicate, okay? And you got to make sure that you keep that balance and you satisfy them. Because I've been with my wife for a decade now, 10 years, and we still have an amazing time in the bedroom, okay? Drops in the chat, drops in the chat, drops in the chat. Drops in the chat, drops in the chat, drops in the chat. Oh yeah, I got that cash app, my friend. I was not expecting that. I looked at it, I was like, usually people send like $5, $10, and the most I ever got was 100. And I was like, holy moly. I couldn't believe it. Is it okay for me to say on here how much you sent me? Well, you know what? I'll say it anyway, just out of respect, because this man deserves respect. This man sent me $380 cash app. So mad respect to you. And what I'm going to do is, that cash app you sent me, I'm going to turn it into Bitcoin, and then I'm going to take it and exchange it to Solana, and I'm going to make a meme coin, and then I'm going to make a live stream. I'm going to go live on a video, and then I'm going to talk about the meme coin and trading it and the chart, and then I'm going to utilize. I just got my deposit at zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and then I'm going to break that down 0.1 Bitcoin into tenths, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy, and then when people sell out on the red candles, I'm going to buy again, and then I'm going to push it up, and then immediately, and then I'm going to get an X, page, and then I'm going to pay for the X page with the article writing, and I'm going to write a Medium article, do a web page, all right, and we're going to do it. It's going to be called, I got to think of something good. Help me think of something good, guys. Something good. But my man sent me that 380 Cash App, so I'm going to use it to build this meme coin so we can be live together. So we got to come up with a name, okay? And we're going to build a community. So drop your Telegram names if you want to be part of it and you want to help out. Just drop your Telegram names. All right. And for you guys that don't know me, just take a good look at me, at my face. Take a screenshot and ask AI and say, who is this? LOL. Exactly. And then what we'll do is we'll make AI agents, and then we'll have the agents working, and then we'll do the copy trade account. Yeah, because 0.1 Bitcoin is 10K, a little bit more than 10K right now. And then 0.2, so that's 20. So I could use the 0.2, so the 10K. So if I make the meme coin, the cost is going to be, let's say about 300. And then my initial buy, I'll do like an initial buy of, let's say 1,000. Okay, and we'll do it. Should we do pump fund, or should we do it at another spot? What do you think? Drop it in the chat, man. Drop it in the chat quick. Where should I launch the coin? Where should I launch the coin? And then we'll keep it live, and I'll keep it knowledge, and then we're going to do the chart. I'm going to do the chart. Okay, so we'll use pump fund. All right. So there's a lot of things trending right now. All right. So we got to have a name, okay, that would be like, I'm thinking, we're going to get this. We're going to get this. Late Night Live, LNL. Late Night Live. And then in the description it would be Late Night Live, and then I'm going to do a whole write-up, Medium article, the webpage, and all that stuff. Late Night Live, and then we'll be like, we talk about all kinds of different topics, okay? And we also want to, we'll do little meetings to help people, with mental health and stuff like that, okay? Then I'll do training meetings where I teach people about the charting and everything like that, because right after I launched the coin, okay, we got to make the Telegram group first, okay? So I'm going to make the Telegram group, okay? and then I'm gonna come live back on here, okay? So make sure you sub and follow and look, 'cause it's only gonna take me less than 10 minutes to make the Telegram group, and then we'll make the Telegram group, and then we'll get it right, and then I will you know, I got a bunch of Indonesians that, you know, I pay cheap for them to promote, and I'm gonna do the you know, the make the new Twitter page for it. It could be late night chat, late night live. It could be it could be wise spirits. It could be throw some names in there for a new sentiment of what's going on. You know? It could be called It could be called let me think for a second. Talk crazy chat. Anything goes. Anything goes. Talk crazy chat. Late night. Late night. Rise up. It could be like, you know, X and then files spelt like weird, and then in the description, okay, we could talk about like aliens and all the stuff that's going on, because that's trending really, you know, a lot, okay. And then if any, you know, in my area, I can do, you know, walk-arounds at a certain time. We can set schedules, okay, and do it at a certain time. So I could do the walk-around, and if we could get like 3 people to do walk-arounds in their areas, you know, and then also, if there's anybody in my area, okay, we could do Walmart pranks, you know, and you know, stuff like that. And then what we do is the profit that I make off trading, okay, I could put it in a treasury, and it'd be a multi-sig wallet. So whoever's on the team, there'll be like 4 people on the team on a multi-sig wallet. So the money we make off the token, we put it in the multi-sig. 4 people have to be on there. 3 people have to sign and move the money, okay? And then we'll stake it, and we'll use it as liquidity, all right? And then we could grow that, okay? And then I can hand draw, and anybody else that can hand draw NFTs, okay? Actual aliens and stuff like that, all right? We could sell the NFTs, and then the NFTs can have royalties. And then also, we can also say that if you buy an NFT, you hold it for 30 days, okay? And then you write an article about it, write a short story on Medium or another thing, okay? You can get like a bonus, you know, stuff like that. And then we could do, you know, like bonus box, all kinds of different stuff we could do for the community. You know, we just need the income. So basically, okay, so yet when we launch the coin, we get it, we watch the chart, okay? We have our capital, all right? People are gonna buy it, okay, right at the beginning, you know, and they're gonna sell. Each time someone does a big sell, I'm gonna do a big buy, okay, so I can shoot the candlestick up. And then people are gonna sell those, and then I'm gonna shoot the candlestick up. So I'm gonna buy every dip in the beginning, all right, to build chart building, okay? And then I'm gonna add it to liquidity for Solana, USDC, USDT, Wrap Bitcoin, and Ethereum, all right? So that way there's multiple liquidity pairs, all right? And then we earn off of that, and the money that's earned off of those liquidity pairs, okay, go into the multi-sig wallet, all right, which will be the team controlled wallet, all right, and we'll have that going on, all right, and the team controlled wallet, okay. Once every couple of days, we'll talk about it, all right, and we can have somebody delegated that keeps track Excel sheet, and with that, wallet, okay, either 2 to 3 people have to sign to move the money, all right, and we'll make money off the liquidity, and we'll make money off validators, staking, and all kinds of different stuff. And then the money we make could go back to the people, so we could say top 20 holders, we could do airdrops, okay, we could do hand draw stuff like that. We could have an admin chat, and then we just go live on screen, okay, and then we just draw. And if nobody knows how to draw, okay, I can show you these certain things, tutorials, to draw, okay, and then you make it look a little freaky, and people like it because it's unique, so hand drawn unique ones, you know what I'm saying? And then we can make some really rare ones, okay, that are signed by like the top team members. And then we can also make royalties and stuff like that. We could use those NFTs for that, but the main thing would be adding the liquidity, all right. So basically we launch the coin, all right, and we buy a nice amount of the percentage, but you don't want to buy all of it in one wallet, okay? So you want guys that are going to buy, okay, get 3 to 5 wallets, all right, and say you have, we'll just say $2,000, and you have 3 wallets, okay? Put 700 in one, 700 in another, 700 in another, and then start making some buys randomly from those kind of wallets, all right? And in our Telegram chat, I will tell you, because people are going to see that swing high buy, and then they're going to sell, and we're going to hit that red candle, and then I'll tell you guys, okay, I'm about to buy, and then that way you guys could buy, okay? And then you just hit it in the admin chat, and then boom, I buy. And then we can build the chart up, all right? And we can hold it and run it on a live stream, okay? And basically, I will also talk about the hybrid charting systems, okay, for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the Doge ETF that's coming out is going to be an amazing opportunity because I look deep into the blockchain, all right? They're going to be minting so much USDT, okay? And they're going to be buying a lot of Doge. And on the stock market, when the ETF goes, okay, once you see them buying that ETF on the stock market, okay, you know what happens right after that. They're going to be buying into Doge, and blockchain's awesome because we see all that, okay, which is amazing, all right? So yeah, Pump Fund. Pump Fund is the one, okay? Pump Fund is the one, all right? So that's, how we do it, okay? All right. Yo, what's up, guys? I was explaining to everybody about memecoin and how the proper way and the way to make and process money. Double tap, too. Don't forget to double tap, man. Love and respect, Creating the meme coin, okay? And a whole bunch of names we went through, okay? And, I'm going to do creating it, initial buy, okay? And then when we see, people swing up, swing high, and sell, okay? Every dip, I'm going to buy up, but we got to create an admin chat. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to create an admin chat on Telegram, okay? And I'm going to drop it in the stream, and I'm going to see who enters it, okay? And then we're going to go on a live chat on Telegram and talk. And if I hear that you're educated and you're talk and you're about it and you want to make this money, then let's do it, okay? So if you saw this stream, you saw it at the right time, you the right person, okay? And I haven't used this stream, and the reason I did, I was like, you know what? Let me build this stream up, okay? Because I had my other stream, and I was a little sad because had 180K followers on that stream, but it said something with a copyright, so I was upset about that. And I don't want to have anything like that going on. So I'm going to make a Telegram. I'm going to come back in here, give the Telegram, okay? And then we're going to talk, all right? And then we're going to pick the moderators, admins. We're going to go into a chat, and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly how we're going to do it, all right? And you guys are going to see. You met the right person. You met the man radio. We are in it to win it. We ain't playing. We make that bread. We love the blockchain. And I've been studying it. I've been growing and going with it. And you know already what it is. You could check out some of my videos. Okay, go back to some of the older videos, especially the times where I've created projects, I've created games, and I've done a lot of stuff. You can see a lot of projects that I created on there. Unfortunately, over time projects didn't fall through because of the teams. A lot of times, team members don't get along and things don't happen right. But we have a solution for that, okay? Because people always worried about, I want to make money because I'm working. So that's why I'm talking about the multi-sig team wallet, okay? After we have the coin and it goes to Radium, we add liquidity, okay? And we make money from liquidity, put it in the multi-sig. We do staking, okay? And also, another thing that we're going to do is with the multi-sig wallet, all right? We take funds and say we have $1,000, right? We can borrow 700 or 800 off of that, okay? We wait for a dip on the chart. We watch the charts, Bitcoin, Ethereum, okay? SUI, we watch the charts. There's 10 that I watch, okay? And then when they go below certain levels, okay, using the hybrid charting system, which you'll see on my YouTube channel, okay? We throw it in there, okay? And we utilize leverage. And then we take the profits and we put them back into the multi-sig wallet, and the capital continues to grow, okay? So you got to hear this, you got to listen back and understand what's going on. So we're going to make that, okay? Drop another name. I've seen a couple people in here. What would be another awesome name for a meme coin where we have a live stream where we talk about anything and we educate crypto and we do a treasury that is continuous money making? What would it be? What would it be? What would it be? Alright, what would it be? Okay, let me do something real quick. Give me a name for a good meme coin where we have live streams and we talk about multiple topics. Give me a great name for a meme coin where we talk about multiple topics. We do live stream. I'm seeing what Grok's coming up with. Make a meme name. How about renegade meme? Renegade meme. Renegade meme, or just renegade? No, it's got to be something to do with like talking topics. Um, anything goes. Anything goes. Live thought. Live thought. Mind expansion. Live thought. I haven't heard anything about quantum on meme coins yet. Be the first one to be like quantum. 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 Give me a good name. Give me a good name. Give me. Give. Oh wow, that's a different version of Grok right there. Quantum. I haven't seen anything about quantum. Give me a good meme coin name that goes with quantum. Give me a good meme coin. Alright, so some of these quantum ones that they have quantum quiche, a playful nod, quantum cubic quesadilla, entangled eats. Let's see. Let's try again. Let's see. It'll give me more. Okay. Quantum quiche, Schrodinger's hot plate. Quantum uncertainty. Quantum entanglement. Quantum cook. Meme coin name Quantum Cook. Quantum. Quantum probability. What you think? What you think? It's in the chat. Quantum. Enter the quantum. Quantum. Quantum meme entanglement. QME. QME. Quantum meme entanglement. Must know quantum show. A meme coin called Must Know Quantum Show. MKQS. Must Know Quantum Show. Must Know Quantum Show. Must Know Quantum Show. So yeah, from what I was talking about, Oh, my mic was muted. Oh, my bad. Shit, my mic was muted before. All right. So the meme coin quantum show, or you know, enter the quantum show. Quantum beginnings. Entangled. Meme entanglement. Quantum. Let's see. Quantum live streams. QLS. Quantum live streams. QLS. Quantum live streams. Quantum live streams. Live stream. How does that meme coin sound? The quantum. It's got to be something that with like quantums, because there's nobody talking about science memes or anything like that. It's all BS, right? So there's all these things coming out, like quantum, or it could be science based. It could be the DeFi molecule, or something like we found the way to have the money stream, like I was telling you guys, making the meme, okay, making the liquidity, having it trade, having the team with a multi-sig wallet, and take that multi-sig wallet to add the liquidity, and then that makes the profits we have. And the multi-sig wallets, take it, you can say 2 signatures, 3 signatures, or whatever, and then that's the only way money can move. And we can use some to stake, we can use some as a validator, and then we can use some for leverage trading that we can do together. We could pick a certain time on Telegram and go on a live stream